is that a person in the shadow? And I like looked even closer and I realized that there was a black person painted into the background of the painting. This photo looks like it was on the mood board for Rihanna's photo. I think it's really disgusting. And I think that if you actually take colorism as a serious systematic oppression that's actually hurting people and destroying people's lives and confidence, I don't really understand why you would want to use colorism as like a come up. And she is like the center, like a non-black woman, and she's like holding the face of this person and they're all looking at her. Their gaze is all centered on her. She is supposed to be the star of the show. It's almost like she is like their like maker or something, or their owner or something. Is this some kind of ritual where people have to like, I don't know, degrade dark-skinned people before they're able to like reach where they need to go? I don't know.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing.
Hi, welcome to Mayowa's world. My name is Mayowa, and on my channel I talk about colorism, featureism, texturism, and black erasure. Today I want to talk about pop stars who use dark-skinned people as props, which is unfortunately going to probably include some of y'all's faves. I think that this trend has been going on for a really long time, but I want to talk about the consequences of what happens when you view dark-skinned people as props and as backgrounds. Just for like a quick recap, colorism is the discrimination of dark-skinned people. It is the systemic discrimination of dark-skinned people. It can be things within the beauty industry, things within the prison complex industry, things within job opportunities, dating, friendship dynamics, right? Like it's vast because it's a very complex system that has been created due to colonialism. Now that we have the definition out of the way, right now I think we are in a light skin apocalypse. I think a majority of the pop stars that we are seeing right now are all either mixed race or light skin. And due to there being a light skin apocalypse, I feel like you are seeing dark skinned people being disregarded and just kind of like without any consequences being treated as literally background. In this video, I'm going to talk about different pop stars, and I wonder, and like, is this some kind of ritual where people have to like, I don't know, degrade dark-skinned people before they're able to like reach where they need to go? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a conspiracy theorist, but I just feel like it's something that I just keep seeing. The first time I had ever seen dark-skinned people being treated as backgrounds was like during those really old English paintings or like European paintings. I remember going to a museum in England and seeing this painting, and I just was seeing like two British white people. And then I like squinted my eyes and I'm like, is that a person in the shadow? And I like looked even closer and I realized that there was a black person painted into the background of the painting. I'm gonna see if I can find like one of these paintings and put it up here. It's almost like we're being used to highlight how white someone is. Like whenever they do that, they always like, it's always like a strong contrast. And you sometimes see this even within the modeling industry where like you'll see like a deep dark skinned person in contrast to like a really pale redhead person. I feel like and it's always with like the dark skinned person kind of like lifting up or like shining light into the light skinned person or the white person. But these are what, like, this is like the foundation, I feel. The consequences of rendering dark-skinned people as backgrounds, as invisible, perpetuates colorism because it makes it seem as if dark-skinned people's only worth is to uplift lighter-skinned people. That's the messaging, right? It's like, you're not really important. Your role is to uplift this light skin or white skin person. As you can see in these paintings, dark-skinned people are never depicted as people of desire or of beauty or of complex, like we're rendered one-dimensional. And I feel like this concept that dark-skinned people are one-dimensional is very apparent whenever we think of diversity. Somehow diversity always means having access to being not black. Like a lot of times diversity, like people think a diverse black person is someone who is mixed race or someone who looks racially ambiguous. Like I feel like that is how we view diversity. That is how we view progress, mobility, you know, even leading back to this like Brazilian painting that I've talked about all the time, because when I saw it, it like made sense for colorism, right? Like this painting where the family suddenly becomes slowly white, aspirational. So when you render dark-skinned people as kind of like background actors, this is like what it leads up to, right? Because we're just almost like placeholders for when the light skin apocalypse happens. Okay, so I've explained, you know, the background. So now let's talk about different artists who have done this in media. First artist that like comes to my mind is FKA Twigs. And I really don't think that she got a hard time for doing this. I find it wild that she's done that, this imagery, but I don't know. Somehow I feel like people kind of infantilize her and feel like she's, I don't know. Listen, that's not I'm not her fan base. But in this image, she's literally depicting like a devil or her demons or like someone who's just like not like, he is not important. He is a prop for her light skin. Like he is used to shine how light she is. As you can see, she's looking like a damsel, and this person looks, I can't even see what they look like because they're not lit well. They're not meant to be lit well. They're not meant to be the object of focus. The object of focus is meant to be on FKA twigs. And even within like this whole like damsel caricature or whatever, or damsel archetype, even within this damsel archetype, I feel like a lot of times light-skinned people are afforded the ability to be damsels. Mixed race people are afforded the opportunity to be seen as like victims very quickly compared to when Black women are saying the exact same things as mixed race people. And I think, you know, it's a spectrum, right? Because I think a white person is obviously going to have it easier than a mixed race person, but a Black person is going to have it harder than a mixed race person. And that's where things get a little bit difficult to articulate, because whenever you try and say that mixed race people have privilege, suddenly you're the problem. Suddenly it's about jealousy. But when a mixed race person talks about white people being racist, it's not about jealousy, right? Like it's actually just speaking on oppression. Anyway, let's get back to the study. Also, FKA Twigs has come forth about the harm that she has experienced from Shia LaBeouf. And of course, I'm someone who believes survivors, but it's really interesting that she can talk about the racism she experienced, but is not accountable whatsoever to the colorism that she perpetuated in that music video. I don't even think that she addressed it, and I checked online and people had written articles about it, and I don't think that that was something that she found worthy to address. People can understand racism and when they are victims of racist attacks, but they just genuinely don't really care when they're colorist. And what also gags me about the whole music video to symbolize, you know, like a devil or a mean spirit, when I really am looking at it, it looked like the devil who you really trying to address doesn't look like a dark-skinned person painted black. It's actually a white person. But it's just so interesting that the tropes that we like to use where dark-skinned people and deep dark-skinned people are used as demonic. But really, it sounds like your devil is Shia. So I don't know. Maybe she should have rethought about who she casted for that. Another one of y'all's faves that did this imagery, and it really, I hated it so much, is Rihanna, right? And I feel like the model to the right of her is Alton, who I don't think this is like his actual complexion. I feel like they darkened him in this photo shoot to make her look even lighter. And that's also another discussion for another day of like why you had to, I feel like it just symbolizes how people really see dark skin as background actors, as like we are the staff, right? It's giving like you are the prize, we are the staff. The reason I hate this imagery so much is because of the use. Well, I mean, I hate it because it's colorist, but the other thing I hate a lot is the umbrella, because the idea of like a dark-skinned person holding up an umbrella for a really light-skinned person, just, I hate it so much. When we talk about like the slave trade and like things that people were sold for when it came to the transatlantic slave trade, umbrellas are one of the things. When I found that out, that umbrellas were literally used as like trading tools for people, because mind you, back in this time, we're also using a bartering system, right? And so whenever you see like these old photos, umbrellas are always used as like a form of like, because mind you, back in the day, umbrellas were really like, it was, you know, something that was the Gucci bag. Like that was, yeah, that was the Gucci bag of the past. So the fact that so many people are like showcasing their Gucci bag in photos, I hate it. Cause I'm just like, whenever I see like older black, like vintage photos of like Africans and they have the umbrella, in my mind, I always associate it with the slave trade. So the fact that, and like there's been so many imagery you see where like they will literally be holding an umbrella for someone light or white. And you also see that in a lot of pre-colonial pictures or colonial pictures like this one. Something about this is also similar. This photo looks like it was on the mood board for Rihanna's photo. I think it's really disgusting. And I think that if you actually take colorism as a serious systematic oppression that's actually hurting people and destroying people's lives and confidence, I don't really understand why you would want to use colorism as like a come up, right? And now this brings me to the colorist queen, honey. Let's get into Tyla. Okay, so this imagery is just wild. Like, but I don't even know where to start. I feel like the first thing, let's talk about with Tyla. Tyla is not black. Tyla is not black. Tyla is colored. We're not gonna have the discussion about it, guys. We're not gonna, oh my God, Tyla's black. Oh my God, Tyla's not black. She's not black, okay? Like and I understand that Tyla is colored. I understand Tyla is colored. So with that being in mind, make sure mentally that the things that you see her do is with the perspective of someone who is not black. So when Tyla is over here having box braids and cornrows and things that I just feel like looks like she's adorning it to fit a culture, it doesn't look, in my opinion, like someone who grew up having that as a protective hairstyle for themselves, because she is not black. She does not have kinky hair. She has curly hair. She does not, you know what I mean? She's not a black girl. So keep in mind that when she's wearing the cornrows, it's also appropriative, right? Because she's not black. So when I see this imagery of her with these dark-skinned men, who I also feel like when I saw, I don't even know these models. They just look like they're rendered as background. And she is like the center, like a non-black woman, and she's like holding the face of this person, and they're all looking at her. Their gaze is all centered on her. She is supposed to be the star of the show. It's almost like she is like their like maker or something, or their owner or something. And just, I don't know, like if a white woman was to do this exact photo shoot with the same background actors, I know that many people would be up in arms. I remember when LeBron James had that photo shoot with Giselle, and he was like playing basketball, and it was likened to these images of King Kong. Every black person was up in arms about how messed up it was. But because Tyla is someone who we are deeming desirable through a Eurocentric standard of beauty, I'm seeing Slay Queen in the comments. I'm saying yes, babe, in the comments for people who look like the background actors as well, right? Like, I'm not fooled by this, and I feel like it's done to be shocking. I think I found out allegedly that Tyla's manager, I think, is the same manager as Aquafina, who also is someone who had access and dipped into black culture to be able to then stand up and do, like, you know, Aquafina dropped that black scent that she was having in the early 2000s or the 2000s. You know, she used that as like a come up to then be like her true, like, not black self. And I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if Tyla is also doing that. So like the, you know, kind of triggering, like intentionally having conversations around colorism is like, that is like the aim. And even when that interview that she did with the Breakfast Club.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not?
I feel like I am black 365 days of the year. When I was born, I was black, but also when I die, I will be black. I'm gonna be black from the beginning to the end. I didn't have like a come up in like 2010 where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be black. Like, I have been black from the beginning. I can't dip in and I can't dip out. And so if someone asks me what race I am, I don't even think anyone's ever asked me what race I am, because it's very obvious what race I am. I can tell by how I'm treated globally that I know I'm perceived as this race in every single country. So when you're like dipping in and out of blackness, the idea of someone asking you about your complexion or your color, your culture, like, it's overwhelming. Your marketing is the fact that you are racially ambiguous, and you feel like that question is something that can't be answered. She doesn't want to answer it. She doesn't want to answer it. But what I will say is that somebody who is actually black 365 days of the year, from front to back, side to side, up to down, we will not be second guessing a question asking us if we're black or not. I will not have to leave a voice note message or a long notes section on my Instagram saying like, yeah, I'm kind of black, but I'm not at the same time. And I'm like everything all at once. And like, it's a yes or no question, right? So move accordingly. And so when you see these images, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Another thing that I thought was really interesting when it comes to colorism was I saw a music video with Saweetie in it, and it was like a clip of her singing her song Nani Nani. To me, that song sounds like something I would hear at like Forever 21. Not trying to be shady, but you know what I mean? I was like, okay, it's like Forever 21 music. And I'm looking at the music video, and let me see if I can find it, y'all. Ooh, got that nani nani nani. Summer days and I'm giving down body. You know, who gon' stop me? Hunter gonna clock me. Got that nani nani nani. Summer days gonna take a body. Killing who gon' stop me? Gonna put them at the body. Okay, so I don't know if y'all caught it, but if you can see that the girl in the far right corner, I feel like she's a dark-skinned person. I wouldn't know because she's not lit well. And the fact that like even in this screenshot, she is not lit well. She is not visible, but the other 4 people are lit very well. You can see what they're wearing and they are light skinned. And I feel like it's unfortunate because when I was watching the dance, I feel like she's dancing so hard. Like you could tell she is dancing so hard. And I could never imagine getting booked to have a job like this, to dance. And I'm like, oh, I get to add this to my portfolio. And then I go and I look and I'm completely invisible. I'm rendered as if I'm not there. But I know that this is someone who's obviously bringing energy to the set, but like not enough energy for you to want her to be visible. And that's like when we talk about lighting as well, and like lighting people to where you can't really see them, that really like made me sad for the dancer, because I'm just like, we're like erased from like so much media, like. And even when we have discussions about like, are there dark skinned people in like these countries? A lot of times people don't know that there are dark skinned people in a lot of countries because that's not who's shown in the media. Like I remember when I found out that a lot of Ethiopians, if not majority of them, are dark skinned people, because that's not what I see in the media. And same when I found out about Somalia. And I remember one time, like I've told this story before, but one time when I went to Germany, like this guy was like, where are you from? And just to be quick, I was like, well, I'm American. And he was like, oh, I didn't know Americans came as dark as you. And that was when I was aware that there was like an active erasure of making it seem like African-American people aren't dark. Cause he was like, I see like Beyonce, I see like Rihanna, I see da-da-da. He was a German white guy, but you know, he was describing how he's like, I just don't see people who look like you. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, and every single time that we don't know that dark skinned people exist in this place, we are actively like contributing to the erasure of our own people, because like we can accept that diversifying and like progress and modernity is also the erasure of blackness as itself. Y'all, that was like a video essay. I don't know if this is like connecting to people, but this was something that I've wanted to talk about for a while because it's something that I've observed and I don't like it. I don't really know what accountability looks like for a culture is let's built off of colorism, but if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I am personally tired of constantly platforming more and more light-skinned people. There are so many dark-skinned people who have so much talent and are never like given the same opportunities, but we all know that. So I don't know. That's all I got. Let's get into the outfit, y'all, because that was the most important. Like the outfit is like the most important. First, let's get into the makeup. Look at the makeup. Y'all, I installed my own vanity table into my room, and I was a handy girl. Like I had a screwdriver and everything. I built my own vanity table from scratch. And after that, it's like been so much fun to like do my makeup on a vanity table and sitting down. Like I was so relaxed. And I was like, I'm inspired by this content creator online. Her name is Isha. Yeah, and she's dark skinned. She does really pretty makeup. So I like the stars and the stuff. So I just started drawing on my face, and I just liked that I started to get to like my forehead and stuff. And then let's get into the outfit, because the outfit is really the star of the show. Look at the corset, y'all. Look at the corset. I don't think you can see it. I wish you could see the whole thing. Trust me, this fit, I'm killing it, y'all. I am killing it. This fit looks good. I look good in this dress. I look very cute, and I'm excited to go out. I'm about to do stand-up tonight. So yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Have a good day. Bye.